Okay, I should be live. Let me just check everything's working. Mm, Testing. Testing. So, it's working fine. No mic issues, that's good. Okay. Let me create a room. Okay, circuit room. I'll do some rank go beforehand. Create a room just so you have one made. Today will be a short stream since I'm planning to start it later. It means that there won't be as much time before it gets to midnight, so it'll be a short stream today. I really need to pin that to a different key binding. Okay, so 550193. Cool, so if anyone wants to duel me, there's the room ID. Just give me a shout in chat when you want to duel, and I'll jump back in. Yeah, let's see. We've got some things on. I have to kind of. Really good special packs. Totally short. New packs and stuff, so some of that. Ship stuff. $30 left on those, but I might pick those up. Yeah, so yeah, icon, sleeves, backdrop, and how many packs? 5 packs. Hi, Suffering! I'm just having a look in the shop since I haven't had a look in it in a while, and I've got some new bundles I might pick up. Can you get one up? Is this one per player? Is it one, like... I'm guessing you can get both. Yeah, they're 30 days, so I'm gonna pick them up since we've got enough gems. They're not one one in total, right? You can get both. Oh man. Yeah. Pick up both of them. So it means we'll have, what, 5 packs? 10 in total? So, yeah. We'll start the stream off with some pack openings. Whoa! 2 Rainbow? What? I hope so. Xcode Talker, okay. Okay, Rainbow Puff. Definitely you are. What is that? That's... Oh, that's the fish one, right? The fish grease. What? Another you are? That wasn't even the other you are path. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. That means good, right? Okay, tuning, that's... Tuning would be good if we actually get around to making like a tuner base there. That's in combo. And nothing else. What the? Who's gonna bet when I buy the other set we're not gonna get anything? My goodness. Purchased. Okay, let's get the other sets. I doubt we'll be getting anything out of this. I think all our luck was just used up. Yeah, all our luck was used up. Well, you never know. We might get one. Yeah. Yeah, I used up all my luck on the first path. Life Twin card though. Life Twin will be fun to try and build up. I don't think I'd go for like the, what do you call it? The Sprite Life Twin. But pure Life Twin maybe. Oh, another Life Twin card. Yeah. Card pack. Leave it there for now. I might do some more pulls at the end. Yeah, I haven't looked to see what Pure Life Trend looks like, though. I don't even know what I'd need for it. We also have, one pack free pull that we got for logging in. Which pack's best out of these two? Because I wouldn't know which one to go for. Both. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what they have. Yeah, let's have a look. Peach cards. Details? Is that one of it? No. Cards and features. Yeah. More rarity. One Sword Soul, yeah. This one? Yeah, that's Sword Soul. What is this one? Tongue. Okay. Excited. Okay, we'll do the Sword Soul one. Ready? Let's try this one. Hopefully we can get like a good Sword Soul card. Oh, pick the featured card. Sadly, we do not have the best Sword Soul card, that being the Baron. Oh no. Every Sword Soul deck has the Baron. Let's have a go. Hopefully we get something good. Ah, okay, got and then the other sides for the rest. Okay. Let's have a go. Let's see whether or not our luck left us with those first 5 packs or not. Yeah. Here we go. I've already mentioned I'm not sure how long I'll be streaming because I'm starting later. It means there isn't that much between now and midnight, if you know what I mean. So I'm hoping to stream for maybe an hour and 30 minutes or something. But I don't really want to go past midnight, especially with how bad my sleep pattern has been recently. Oh, was it a free pack for both of them? I thought it was just my brain. Oh yeah, you're right. I misread. Maybe I'm already tired, I don't know. And no upgrades. Didn't even get a shape. Yeah, man, oh look. Like I said, I think I'm half dead to the world. Oh dear. Either way. Yeah, might be just the day it is. What 28, 15 you lost. So that's still dragon in there. Is that a secret pack? I don't know. Yeah, must have been a secret pack. Ah, yeah. What's my search? Okay, let's have a look here. What ones we've got? That was one of them. Got 2 things. Where's the third? My brain's like fucking real. Where's the third card we got? Oh, the Mori. That one we're definitely not adding it. That's definitely one we're getting rid of, the Mori. So, oh, Avarice, okay. Get rid of that. Which synchro, what? I'll get rid of that. Lewis is good if we ever get around to it. We getting all of this? Yeah, we'll get rid of the Majestic. We'll keep the Tuning because that's just a good generic tuner related card if I remember right, but we'll get rid of Majestic. It's not really a good card to get. Like, it's a very specific deck to get into it, basically. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. So bye bye. We can bring you back if we need you eventually. Though I doubt we'll ever need you. Yeah, but Synchron tuners are pretty strong, so that's fine. I have a single drop clip. That's more than I own IRR. I am a chicken too. Yeah. Actually, we can dismantle 2 of these. Because we've got one of a different variety. That's free. That's one of the ones we've got, so that can go. That's one. You there you can go. Yeah, I can't even dismantle. I don't know why I own 4 of you. I can't even dismantle you. I could, but I prefer just going through it manually. I don't want it to accidentally dismantle something that I don't want it to. I guess, but like I said, that'll relate on me trusting it. Nothing else there. Oh, they're just in the master pack? Okay. What's up, suffering? I mean, I can see there's an ad break at the moment. Oh, do I have you in that? How to spell the card that I'm testing in this deck? At the Lacie-Chan? Look. I mean, I was tired yesterday, but I didn't get that much sleep last night. But at the same time, I did sleep in till like midday-ish because I decided not to go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournament today. After you spell this word. Just searching for a word, because I do not know how to spell this Yu-Gi-Oh card name. Search it. Level 5. Pendulums. I can't remember what pendulum scale it was. All I know is it's a pendulum. Search penguins? Penguins. Actually. Oh, there it is. Have we just gone into another ad break after we just had one? What on earth? I don't even know anymore. Or maybe it was alerting me to an upcoming ad break, I don't know. H M O U F R I T E. It's definitely not happening. Yeah, it doesn't help the fact that I go to sleep late and then wake up early for me. It's just been affecting my sleep pattern a lot, and I haven't really noticed until I started using Pokemon Sleep and all that. But even yesterday, like for example during the Among Us stream near the end, I was starting to yawn every couple of minutes. But then again, I have a tendency not to breathe when concentrating. Yeah, it's not a good combination. I mean, it's all over the place. Like, I can give you an example. One sec, let me bring up Pokemon Sleep on my phone. I'll give you an example. So last night I didn't get that much sleep. The night before, my brain was so active I didn't fall asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning or something stupid. My brain was just buzzing with activity, which didn't help much of anything. But it's like one of the days I slept for I think 8 hours, and then other days I can sleep for 4 hours. Let me just check. Sleep later. Yeah, it's like the longest time recorded on Pokemon Sleep is 7 hours 28 minutes. No, 33 minutes. And then the shortest amount of time was 4 hours 47. It's just all over the place. But it doesn't help the fact that sometimes I fall asleep midday or sleep in. Like, I'll do Pokemon, I wake up, I try and stay awake and stuff, and then I'll just pop back to sleep again. Ugh, it's a pain. What else? I'm trying to dish Duels out in this. The new card I'm testing out on this deck ain't out yet in Master Duel, I don't think. There's a new card that came out that literally says banish a card, and then next turn you can add up to two of the same name. I think it says, like, of course, like if you activate when your opponent has no cards, then you can't activate that monster this turn, but Metafists activate the turn after, so it doesn't really matter too much. Necroface doesn't have a secret pack. This does. I think it's just whether or not this unlocks a secret pack or not. Because it shows the Celestial Dragon and Bear. So I think it should unlock a secret pack. Let me just generate 2 more of this. That's only in the Master Pack too. Luckily, looking at it's the only UR we need. I'm gonna try and I think I'm gonna try and generate this card to see whether or not it will open a secret pack or not. And then we'll use what's left of our things to pull packs on that secret pack, I think. Although, what if it is in the secret pack? It's like, we need this card, but I don't know what else is in this pack. Can we see? Ooh, interesting. Well, I've opened up a duel room, so if you want a duel, we can do that. Be interesting going against it. We do need to want this. We've got 98 SRs. Oops. We are losing lots and lots of frames. Okay, your pack's open. So that's just something to consider. Why are we losing so many frames? Oh dear. Okay, let's we're gonna generate this card and hopefully do some pack pulls on this secret pack. And it looks like we've got a one free pull too. Save and oops it. Okay. And then what, will they just be secret packs? Oh jeez. That's a pain. Will they become a secret pack when they go away? Or do you not know? Look. I wish I didn't activate the secret pack now. Oh man. Do you think it'll be better pulling for the bestials then, suffering? We got a free pull on that, so we can go into that now. Okay, let's we'll do the pack down for this. Yeah. Okay, I'll go do 2 10 pulls on that then. I am still on red for losing frames. That's not good. Okay. Do I see Abyss Actor stuff in here too? One Abyss Actor card. Or a few Abyss Actor cards. Okay. Let's do 2 10 pulls on this then. Ready? Ah, that looks cool. Hopefully we get a mixture then. Hopefully most of the bestial stuff, but let's have a go. We got 2 10 pulls, so hopefully we get some. Two rainbow. I think all the ones I need are SR, but we've gotten 4 packs that are golden as well, so let's have a look. Light of the Bandit? Yeah. But the cards we need are all SR, but it's good to get some yours. Wrong section. What's that? Oh, Dogmatica, okay. We just pulled 2 the same SR. Ah, it doesn't part, okay. Alright. still nothing that we need. We've got stuff going towards Abyss Actors, which I'm trying to build IRL, so... Losing track where the FUR cards were, packs were. Okay. This is one of the... Using... I can't remember which one that one is. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Oh! We get sliced. Branded card, yes. Woo! Got a Libellion. Yeah, I think that's one of the aces because it's like the consistency card in it. Whoa, look at this pack! At least, hopefully 2 SRs and a UR? Whoa, we got a Shatter! This is an account. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we got a Shatter. We actually closed quite well for our first 10 pull. Beautiful. Okay. And let's do another 10 pull because we didn't actually get any of the SRs we need. Second 10 pull, I doubt we're gonna get that lucky second time. But let's have a go. We still got a UR. We've still got a UR listed. I'm trying to make Metaphys, and it has a few Bestials in that I'm testing. So, we're trying to pull the Bestials at the moment. Where? Okay. Oh, we got, listen, no, I think I was running one of those. What SRs? Yeah, well, I think all the ones are added. Yeah, like, I don't pull on the packs very often. Like, I only had this many gems because I actually did the event. Yeah, I got one of the ones. I can't remember what the other two were. Whoa, what on earth? Another double! Oh, goodness me. I'm not even halfway through. I'm thinking that part. Nothing much in that one. Another golden one. Come on, give me an SR. I need... Yes, I think that was one of them. Yeah, because I've already got like enough for 2, I think. Whether or not we'll be able to build the deck and run it today, I don't know. But we can probably get close, like within a few cards, I think. And of course, one of the cards I'm running in my IRL deck isn't even out yet for this thing. So we can't build it exact to what I run. And there's another one. Last pack. Wait, what? You are? Last pack of you are? It wasn't even shiny. What on earth? It was a hidden you are in that pack. That might be good to keep since some have got branded like, you know, just as something China like put together. So I might keep that you are. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I thought I got 2 of that one, but I'm just going away. My goodness. Yeah. I can't remember what I got in the last pack. My brain sometimes. What are the keys we got? I want to just double check we don't have any free pulls on the keys. Please work. Okay. So what are we at? That 6. 1. Okay, we need the second somewhere and 1. I can never pronounce these names. Oh, the names are too crazy. What have we got? So we have 1 UR left to craft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 SRs. Is that? Yeah. So take one of those out and put one of these guys in. That's more less. Okay. I can't even search with the related cards option. This guy's a woman. What do you do? Like half things I don't know what they do because it's not like I own any of them. Well, I think I own this guy, and that's the only one I own because for some reason they were like £10 to £15 per super for some reason. Ugh. This one. Oh, so move that and put the UR in. Like that? So it just means you need to craft this guy. Holy moon. I'm confused on the ratio here. Which one is the best to craft? I got it. Basically, it searches out any of the bestials because they're the only dragons in this day because these guys are worm, wyvern, I don't know. Don't get it. Anyway. There's something I've noticed that I need to fix. Those. Ugh. Let me think. So that's C8. Should we craft one of these then? Yeah, free this for that. Let's craft one of these ones, I think. Then we got all the bestials. And then we'll have to go through and dismantle stuff. Oh man. Let's generate one of you, I think. Let's go. So we got all them done. Let's exit. No, not exit. Out on D. So. Yeah. Oh yeah, those are one card, but I wanna run. Do I have any of these? Never remember. No, I don't have any. I'll have to do without them for now. Tactic's really funny in this build because of this card. You banish one, set the other, and this card can technically activate when banished, so it's basically an instant add. Oh, dear. Thanks. To not do that, I need to de-search. Okay, let's do this. Well, we've only got one UR to do, so let's generate you. You're generated. It's just SRs that you need. We do need to get this deck working. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah. Let me just make sure I get dismantled to another. So we need 210 SR QD things. So I'm gonna just dismantle stuff that I know. Oh, I can't even dismantle that one for some reason. Okay, let's dismantle these two, but we're gonna keep the rarer of the two. I think. Dismantle. Dismantle. Swordsman of Revealing Light. You can dismantle that one. Fiber support. Right over here. Get rid of you. Apparently I have a spare of this, so one of them can go. Basically, I'm trying to keep cards of decks that I might need / build in the future. We can get rid of the 2G card. Yang Kinder. tile can go. Bye bye. Stay, you can go. You can go. I want to keep the dream mirror stuff because we actually keep on pulling it. Get rid of the two small other ones because I don't even think this one's used in Sky Striker. This one too. Well, we can get rid of one of the unit puppet guys. I'll keep one just in case. Hi there, Dewey. Yes, you can join the duel room. We're currently, I'm working on the deck, and we're currently going through dismantling stuff. But yeah, I can duel you once I finish this. So, I'll give you a shout when I've done. You can stay, you can stay. Right, Gusto, you can go. I'm trying. It's a new deck. It's slightly different to what I run IRL, but I want to try it. I think it's a funny deck. We can get rid of one of these. Yeah, it shouldn't take me too much longer. Get rid of. I'll keep the mathematics stuff. Let's get rid of this one. We're almost there. We need 220. 210. We're like 2 off. Because of course we are. We can dismantle these two because you don't even run that thing. Okay, well enough to just get everything we're missing. Okay. This is where you find out that I've miscounted. Like, it would be so ironic if I found out I've miscounted. Especially since I just... Yeah, we got that. So this is just the basic deck. Hopefully it's okay. We've got the draw power. We've got the annoyance. We've got the banishing power. We've got the annoyance. So everyone what the consistency is. I've never tried this deck with vtuber. No, you don't run an extra deck with this deck. What's the point of running an extra deck if you're just going to accidentally banish everything? Like, one of their cards actually says banish all specials. You want to accidentally banish anything of someone from the extra deck. So you run this guy instead. Which basically is just a draw one when you have no extra deck. But yeah, you don't run an extra deck with this deck. You should have seen, like, I ran this deck 1 week, IRL, against, I think I went against, oh, what's the deck? I've lost the name. Oh my goodness, how have I forgotten the name of the most evil deck ever that banishes and locks all your zones? Either way, I went against that deck, and of course they still had their card that banishes a card from the extra deck and locks a zone up at that point. And I dueled against them twice with this deck with no extra deck, and they didn't realise I had an extra deck until they activated the effect. And they were like, oh, there's no extra deck, I can't banish anything from it. But yeah, hi there, Scotty. But this deck is very inconsistent. You have to remember this is from there's an archetype that from a long time ago. Technically I would also run Honest in there, but I don't know what rarity Honest is. So I start full set 45 cards. Let me just check what rarity Honest is. I don't think I have any, but yeah. Duels. I think that's how you spell it. Obviously don't have any. You are, of course it is. Either way, okay. Let's go into the door room, man. Alright, door room. Okay. Looks like those other two are still doing. Let's try out the new deck we built. As I said, it's not fully. It's built up to Master Duel standards, so hopefully it's okay. I don't know if it's gonna be that consistent though, but might as well try it. You can run some really evil cards in this one. It's pinned. The room cone has been pinned, Scotty. I am going second. It's actually good, so I think this deck prefers second, if I remember right. I almost ran it today at my locals, but I decided not to go in the end. I have drawn... I didn't show up. Yeah, it should be there, hopefully. Maybe I should start putting the code on the screen. I don't know. So this is your new build of Dragon Diet? Dragon Unity? Sure. My pronunciations today, they're going all over the place. What crazy build is this gonna bring out? With my turret. Technically I wanna send this Vanishing Monster bit. Oh, you bricks. I mean, this is the first hand of this deck and it's bricked. Wow, it hasn't totally. I just hope this gold sock card works the way that my brain works the card in my locals. Is what I hope. But then again, it's like there's certain things that Master Duel does that confuses me, which, like, I'll give you an example. You know the Infinite cards I run that say if you negate an effect, just banishes. If you do, then banish it. Like, for some reason it doesn't do that with monster effects in the grave on Master Duel, and I don't understand why. Because the effect's pretty clear. It says if you negate it, banish it. So I don't know if it's just me not, watching the screen properly, but maybe, I don't know. All I know is when I've ever played it IRL, it's always that the card banishes the card after the effect's negated. And no one's called me out on it as an issue. The only reason that I've had, noticed it is because, well, it's what should happen in my mind, if you know what I mean. And it doesn't on Master Duel for some reason, but Oh well, it's just one of those things. Yeah. Basically, in this instance with my hand, this the trapper basically has an effect when banished. So the question is whether or not Gold Salt will actually, when I banish another one of it, will it activate in the banish? It's the question of a century. Either way, I just need a good card to come into my hand, I think. Oh, man. Pretty storage room. I remember when Dragon Unity came out. Scary to think I was playing for that long. Ooh, okay, so he adds and then he immediately discards it. Oh, that's really good. Maybe I only out one card in the hand. Ooh. Remind me what this does. Oh, yeah, the one that's... Hey, Pajawi! How are you? Finally made a new deck up on Master Duel, and the hand is, Yeah, so... In relation to that, so with the 3D model, I have to be facing directly towards my laptop camera, which means directly towards the laptop. And that's where the issue is. It would mean I'd have to have it on my lap while playing my Switch. So, unfortunately, unless I buy like an external webcam, it isn't very easy to use my 3D model while playing Switch games, unfortunately. But, I mean, yeah. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, eventually I may get an external webcam, and then I can just literally just stick it up in front of my... Because at the moment I'm facing a big TV at the moment for the Switch game, because the capture card I use has a 1 second delay-ish on it, so it's easier just looking straight at the TV for me. But it does mean I can't use the 3D model. I mean, I could probably change the settings just so it wouldn't move me. So you'll see, like, mouth movement for sound, and maybe... I think there's an option for, like, or not automatic linking, but kind of like with the PNG where the linking just happens randomly. But it won't be able to track me, basically. So it'll just be, like... It'll basically be, like, the PNG model, just... You know, my 3D one. Suffering apparently bricked, and he's still going. I mean, I'm guessing it's not the field that he wanted, but he still managed to get a fairly big field. Oh, here comes the kaiju forefront. Oh my goodness. I have to remember. Ancient Fairy has a different effect. Wow, I think it's a similar effect. I unbricked. Oh my goodness. I better draw good then. Oh man, I think my only hope is a 7-sword star sword. Simply unbricked. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you brick and then you unbrick, and then I'm here with a deck I haven't played in a while. That's interesting. Oh man, I hope I draw good. My Like, I don't have my main starter card, which is a pain. Oh my god, I might not even be the situation. Oh man. And in the gates, lovely. That's nice. God. How many negates am I gonna have to play through? Oh, at least 2. Lovely. Last time I went against Kaiju Waterfront, my friend was running ABC Kaijus. You can probably imagine the hell of ABC Kaiju. Ugh. So, what? 2 negates? And a hoop. Okay, so I'm testing this card out. I was going to test it out today at locals, but chain is once per turn. Okay, let's tell. Put down the scale again. What's that? Trying to work out what to do because I'm like, well, let's do this next. Question is whether this card actually works the way I think it does. Do we do the banish effect with this, or do we guarantee an ad? Guarantee an ad. Please activate, please activate, please activate. Yes! One of those days. Yeah, yeah, okay. Please, go off. Good. Double negates is fine to play through. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Supposed to do here, probably end turn and probably do. Oh, we go. Okay. Yeah, well, I can't play through them very easily. I kind of need stuff to start. Well, what does that do? Oh. And... oh, and it's got 2 on again. Damn, I mean, sleeping my card won't do much of anything. What's this do? Oh, it's still in my end phase. It's like it's already back at 2, so even the card I was going to play, which could probably save me, isn't going to work at all. I'm trying. I need to survive a turn somehow. I don't think I will at this rate. It's like all my good cards get negated. Well, like I said, like... it's like... It's so weird. It's like Gamma Seal's also the one that the, you know, if you're just playing the kaijus for like disruption, is the one they always give to the opponent. Like, imagine a scenario where the opponent actually runs the kaiju waterfront and the opponent gives them Gamma Seal. They'll be like, oh my goodness, really? I'm probably gonna lose here because I don't think I'll survive it. Banishing my own card for me. If only I had decoy. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, that's game. That didn't work out very well. Maybe I'm just miscounting it. Yeah, 600 off. I just noticed that. He's trying. If he gets a 3,000 attack on the field, he's got game. Which I think he can. Level 8. Savage. Okay, yep, that's definitely game. Oh, my poor deck that I just built. It doesn't even have the new good card in it. Because it ain't out on Master Duel. Oh man. Maybe I need more draw power or just anything because I can't play through negates. Maybe I should shove in like Dark Rulers or something. Oh, that was the card that I forgot that I Anyone know what rarity shifters are? I was trying to work out what hand trap I was missing. Let's go quickly check. Too many, I know. Ugh. Everything VUR, man. Everything. It's like the most annoyingest thing ever. Look, I don't know. And it's stuck at 2 for some reason? Okay. Thank you for the head pats. Okay, who wants to duel next? I'll sit at table 2 if anyone else wants to duel. First come, first serve. I don't need extra though. Okay, so I could, but isn't that also you are? That is so annoying. Everything good is like you are rarity, and I just don't have anything. I'm very, very not getting rid of you are instead. Let's hope we get a better hand. I didn't even see whether or not we're going first or second. We're going first with this hand? I'd say it's good, but I don't have a level 7. Oh, typical. Oh. Typical. This is why Metaphys isn't fun sometimes. Please get some good stuff off this. Yes, we got the good stuff. We got really good stuff. Okay, you. What else? So we got 2, so 21. Testing the pistols out then. 50-50 on them at the moment. Okay. That's good. On to banner. Do that. Which one is it? Which one's that? Oh man, let me have a look. You know, isn't that the one that's like the joke one that literally just adds 3 cards from your hand back to the deck? That's my poor field spell. Oh dear. Do it again. Yes. Turn 2 cards from your hand to your deck. Oh man, that's a roll. Can understand why it isn't. Yeah. I could instant chain that. Have you seen the new Unchained support? I mean, it ain't out in Master Duel yet, but they brought out a few new cards, I think, if I remember right. In Dune. Oh no. This still really would have been nice for level 7.
Welcome Zeb_White the Eternal.
Thank you so much for the solo, Zeb. Hope you enjoy your time here. Oh man. We're not doing how much have you got? So we've got 24 and then we've got a 3,000 defense. It would have been so good if we actually gone to level 7. Not left and well, like I said, normally I play pure Metaphys, which means I can't run an extrovert, but I'm testing it out with this duel, so oh man, I might have to have a look into it. But then again, I'm also drawing into all the Bestials and bricking on the Metaphyses, which is a pain. Maybe it will give me lucky and give me this Yukoi dragon or something. My turn. Okay. Okay. My defenses is going at the end phase. Normally I have to do the keeping an eye on card effects manually. Oh. Ventus will be banished at the end phase of this turn, I believe, if I can do it. Which is good for me. Yeah, sure. I don't know if this even works. Does it? Maybe. I don't know. It does, okay. End phase. Well, yeah, it activates because it doesn't give me any choice. And there's the level 7. The card effect was in the grave. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no clue. Why are you even having this instance? Everything to this point. Oh yeah, falling back a little bit. I have no clue then, don't ask me. I have no clue. I don't use the goddess card, so I don't know. Is it mistiming or oh, summons from graveyard. Ah. Oh. My goodness. What a good card. Okay, well, I'm not really straying into that. And... okay. We got a party happening on our banished pile, so, she's first. Oh, I don't have my field spell. Lost my field spell. Where would I do that? Okay, we're actually doing stuff that Metaphys is supposed to do at this point. My goodness. Sure, that makes me sad. I don't like it in the grove. Well, we're using a new deck today. One of the ones that I enjoy playing. Oh, let me check that. And I only got one, and it's trashy one. Really? My luck. This is why you don't play other, like, exactly the other one. No extra summon for me, apparently. Oh, dear. Oh, it's not even supposed to be in the chamber. Ah. Oh, I banished trash. You're straight into end. Oh no. I mean, good, I guess, for me. Word, we get max? Yeah, we got 3 of it. Nice. Nice game. If it's actually survived long enough to do something. I play it on Switch. Nintendo Switch. I play on Nintendo Switch. I'll sit on table 1, so if anyone else wants to duel me, I'm there. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, I think... I'm trying to remember. I think when Master Duel came out, I didn't have my laptop then. So the only device I could actually technically download it on was my Switch, I think. I have the thing backed up, so technically I could like download it on my laptop and, you know, re-log into the account on there, but one less thing for the laptop to do while streaming, if you know what I mean. So, no complaint. Okay, going second. Oh, Nephentis and use the Unchained as an engine. Okay, cool. That's funny enough. The only Nephentis engine I've used is well, not even in like. Remember, I do play Duel Links. I played a Yu-Gi-Oh Nephentis deck, so I tried to bring that into my IRL deck. So I actually had a Nephentis Yu-Gi-Oh deck for tournament play. Let's just say it was very inconsistent. I'm excited for the new, what was it? The new, Fire King stuff that's coming out, because they're getting new support soon. But, I think it's like the next deck coming out or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like, I do have that deck as well, IRL. But it's a Yu-Gi-Oh version of the deck, because of course, I have to run it with something fun. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. So we're going up against penguins. I haven't been against penguins in ages. Like, I'm pretty sure when the penguin support came out, I went against them like once, and then I haven't seen them again, like at locals. Penguin deck, best deck. It's one of those archetypes that it's like, you know, got like anime relevance a little bit through that penguin guy in it. It does mean I have to be super careful for the penguin soldier, which is set. Can't remember. Yeah, returns them to the hand, so I just have to be careful. I think it's monsters? I can never remember. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we draw it into one good card, one trash card. Okay. Oh, bye bye, Cad Bane. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, I stream Yu-Gi-Oh once a week. I think next week is Saturday, and then the week after will be Friday, I think. If I remember right. Because the Splatfest's coming up soon, so that takes over the weekend streams. more attack is a pain. It's like, that's my threshold, like that's the max I can get to with my best card ever. Which I somehow got twice in a row. Yeah, man. Okay, what card to add to hand? Let's do... What card have I got banished? That's the other question. Triple banish! Woo! Okay, add into hand, add into hand. You. Metaphys is a very old deck that started off with a singular normal monster. So it's always hard to tell. What do you do? Just, I don't know if this would work. I mean, sure. That's Metaphys is permanent though, so you won't be getting your attack points back soon. Or no, what? They go to grave? Huh? What? What? Vanished instead, okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. What we got? We got triple banish, singular. This before I forget. Singular draw. So got triple banish, single add. Ugh. Would have been nice with getting one of the ones that specials, but triple banish. Okay, what do we need to banish? We need you banished. You can banish. You have you use your hands definitely. And then you banish. You. And you will add okay. I can do stuff now. Oh, if only we had a Tyrant Dragon in grave. In Banish, I mean. Goodness me. Okay, what do you do? Directly. Oh, you finally did! And I'm guessing that means... Have you completed the story then, Suffering? Ah, missed it then. Oh my goodness, I drew the factor. It's nice, it's nice. Nice. What did you think of it overall? Please work, please work. This is the best card in my deck. Please work. Of course. Of course. Just my luck. Question is, whether or not, what's her name? Ching? I can never. The name's right on these guys. Ugh, why are they in hand? Hand is the worst place for everything at this point in time. These are once per turn effects, lures. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It'll be fine. Yeah. I really liked the music when Dang Hang played Moses and Split the Ocean. The music then was amazing. Who's having fun with double necrophage? Oh my goodness. How many effects will I get off? I don't know. Oh, we are 18 to my 15. Okay. This is a good scale effect. I don't know. Can't use it, but might as well have it there just in case. I'm gonna have so many effects going off in the standby phase. Bye-bye. Yeah, the boss music is really good as well. Overall, I've been really enjoying Honkai Star Rail. No specialing again. Where are my monsters that give me the specialings? The European region? I really don't have. Let's get... What is this? Sure. Doesn't do much of anything. In my opinion. Let's get you out next. My little decoy dragon. ready for next turn because we ain't banishing. What have we got here? Oh, we already got a target in there. Alright. Second. Oh, sure. Almost summons Lacie. Takes away that, so I don't get my ad. Sad face. You know what I probably would have added. And I get those effects. I can try and activate it, but I don't think it'll go off. Oh no? Maybe? I don't know. Nah. Targets this boss. Difficult. I don't even know if I have another relief. No, I think I do. Okay. Oh no, okay. Is it affected by everything? Unless a target is hurt. Oh, that's a pain. I don't think I have any way getting over that then, because all my effects are banished to like, lower everything. Oh dear, typical. Like, all my effects don't target. Well, I have one effect that targets, but it's banished. I banished both copies. So my one out to that card is gone. Good dear, man. Yeah, this ain't gonna affect it either. Yeah, it doesn't affect it at all. Typical. This is a pain. I only out to this card. I don't have it. I'm pretty sure this doesn't get it either. Oh, where's my other aloof? Oh my goodness, where's it gone? How was it in the grave? I didn't notice that. Oh, that was a waste. Ugh. I'm wasting card effects now. So my other aloof is gone, so I don't think there's anything I can do to get around that. Because banishing everything on the field should be good enough, technically. Oh dear. Oh, this is the... No, well... No, I don't. Normally you just banish every special summon monster off the field. And that'll be fine. And then the only card that has over 3k you don't run because it's the trashy boss monster for this deck. It's like, this deck is reliant on banishing cards, yet the monster that's the boss for this deck relies on you having them in your graveyard. It's like, they don't compute. And of course I'm not running an extra deck with this deck, so I'm testing out that other card. Well, like I said, banishing all special summon monsters normally works. I don't expect people to go into Goddess. I mean, you've only got one card left. Solve a card effect. Add in a banish. Wait, do I not have the decoy banished? What happened to my decoy? Ugh. Oh my goodness, another example of hating decoy again. I should have really banished it last turn. I didn't realise it didn't go to the banish pile. Oh well. I mean, you saw a little bit of what this deck can do. It's just, you get stopped in certain instances. You have to remember, this deck came out a while ago. I can give you what a while ago is as well. Let me have a look what Neuron says. I need to run Honest too, apparently. So I can run Honests in my main build a bit. Just 2, but that probably would have saved me. It's like, it's meta build. Okay. 2017. So it's newer than Infinite, but still old. I've used up my zones for this guy. And I almost cancelled out of that. But yeah, it's like, for example, the 2 spells aren't doing anything at the moment. There's no way for me to get an aloof back. I thought I had 1 aloof, but I don't. There's no way of getting a Necroface because Necroface is at 2. I will say this, I could probably stall you out. Maybe. Oh man, it's hard to say actually. Trying to think actually. Can I stall you out? Or is this going to be one of those pain things where... Oh, the roof's the only thing I can tile. There's nothing in real grove. Oh, it just depends. Do I? I don't even know at this point. I'm just losing track. Yeah, that's how I outed him last time, but it depends if I even, like, have the card. It's not in hand. Oh, it summons it in attack mode 1. Okay. Apparently it summons in attack mode. I was gonna just loop it into defense mode, but apparently it's only in attack mode it summons this guy. Ugh. Example of an annoying thing. Oh my goodness. Means I also can't, like, stool as well. That's a pain. I have to just hope. You need to be banished. Why do I have to individually accept them? I have no clue. I've got double banish, so technically I can basically keep using. Keep swapping round cards. Got 5 cards left. I don't think the card's there. Difficult. It's like I'm trying my best to draw, but half of them are... It wouldn't surprise me if all of them are Metaphysicists. This be the other one. This card. Okay, there's 2 in there. There's 0 Metaphysicists in there. There's 0 Metaphysicists in there, which is worrying because I need to make sure there's Metaphysicists in there. Means I can't activate the other one, which means I can't shuffle it back in, which means I'm gonna brick out. Oh my goodness. So I don't have the field spell. Like, the field spell would let me extra normal summon stuff. I'm probably gonna lose this. Thought I'd be able to work it out a little bit, but it's like I got all the monsters but none of the support. I don't even know if the card that we need is in now. Oh, no. I don't even think I can even summon the Bestial even if I draw it because I've got nothing engraved. Hey, let's literally deck out. Man. I'm only out. That's probably the last two cards in deck. Yeah, mate. I'm gonna have to work on this deck more, apparently. Especially if I'm gonna use it, like, in the rank. Man. This is the funny, like, we're just basically going around in circles at this point. Still at 3 cards for now. Do we have a miracle? Nope, it isn't there. It ain't there. We must have banished it at some point. Because, what is it? There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Where's the last one? I'm running... The last card in my deck is definitely a Metaphys, right? I'm pretty sure it is. I am so confused. Where, like... It's not in my banish, and it ain't in my grave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a Metaphys in my deck. I think. It's either that or just getting so unlucky. Oh my goodness. Discard cards from my hand. Yeah, like, the only effect coming up is the twin, what do you call it, this thing. Okay, so that means the last card must be that monster then. I did the wrong one. Damn it. I selected the wrong... Oh no, it was from hand. Okay, my brain. It's getting annoying. See what I mean? You're just having one of those things. No. How many cards are you left in there? I have victory. Okay, we're what? Okay, so okay, so we've got two in there. Is that right? I don't know. I am getting lost. Like, if there is a bestial on my deck, I don't even think I can use it. Because we don't have any, like, unless you have a dark type in your graveyard. Which I don't think you do. Like, I can't even summon it. Oh, man, please. There it is! It's like, it was in there, apparently. Oh, that's hilarious. It was actually there. I don't have anything engraved. You have to remember, we've had Dimensional Fissure up. Every monster that's been there for so long now, we don't have any monsters engraved. Oh my goodness. Well, we are with two. Maybe, I think we can tribute them. Yeah, I would have to do that. We keep on adding cards, so we've been averaging 3 every time. 3 to 2. We're at 2 now, so we can only activate one Ask Metaphys. We finally drawed into the card we've been waiting for. Which, yes it can. If this card is sent from the field to the grave. That includes being destroyed by battle, right? Oh, and it's only one tribute? I didn't realise. Level 6. Okay. We got 2 cards left. Good. Oh, I'll activate that after. I'm presuming if it gets destroyed by battle, it'll activate the effect. I have no clue. Wow. I was either going to do that or lower my own monster's attack like twice. Well, it's not like I could have negated that trap. Yeah, like, if it's destroyed by battle, it will go to grave. Like, I have no other way of sending it. Oh, I don't even know if it can go to grave at the moment. It couldn't even go to grave. I ran out of, what's it? Tyrant, so I wouldn't have been able to anyway. Yeah, so I wouldn't have gone to grave anyway, so it sounds like us wasting time for the last 5 minutes did nothing. At least it confirmed it was in the deck. I was so confused because it's like, there's only 3 cards in the deck, and apparently that was one of them. Oh man, I think I'm going to have that as the last game today, because it's gone past midnight now. But I guess that's one of the issues for having bestials in the deck. They can get around Goddess, but they don't help me with Brave effects when I have the thing on. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to work on that. Yeah, GG's. Oh man, I'll have to work on this build a bit. Like I said, I do have it IRL as well, so I might just have to take inspiration from that a bit more, but I don't know. The bestials were interesting running it, but it's mainly running it to slow the opponent down, but also to help me out when my monsters go to grave, and when the opponent doesn't get rid of the dimensional fissure, I mean. Well, you have to remember, Metaphys, like, I'll show you the Metaphys boss monster while we're here, just quickly. Metaphys came out a while ago. They're the, I think it's pronounced worm, although I don't understand why, because I think Wyvern more suits their design attributes, but either way. Is an archetype that doesn't have that much support, like generic support in my opinion. Like, it's normally archetype based. So, like, you know, you have the Yang Zings and stuff. So, I'll go into a little backstory. Metaphys started off with this monster, this card here. This is the first Metaphys. And then they brought out a Synchro. I know, but I keep on. Every time I call these guys a wyvern type, I get told off and say they're worms, and I'm like, it hurts my head. But this is the boss, Metaphys Executioner, and it's the one you don't run because it's. Well, like I said, you banish stuff to get their effect. You don't want to send them to grave, then banish them, basically. You want to banish them straight out to be quick and utilize their effects more efficiently, you know? And Executioner is the opposite of that. So it's got 3,000 attack, but cannot be normal summon set. It must be special summoned by hand, so not from anywhere else. By banishing 5 Metaphyses with different names from the graveyard or face up on the field. We can be disrupted or banished by card effects, I mean, sure. Once per turn, if your opponent controls more cards than you do, target one banished Metaphys monster and special it, but banish it, don't those. You can, but 90% of the time, they're either going to be banishing themselves anyway, or they're there for setup. Like, for example, you would like to have 1 or 2 of these set up on the field, a decoy on the field, at least 1 of these on the field, and definitely a field spell, and definitely a dimension. Field spell means that you can't activate effects in response to monster effects, Metaphyses, and this thing is just good anyway. And funny enough, Executioner is just a worser effect than Ragnarok and Dimension. Because both of them special summon. So that's just my opinion on it. And as you saw with one of the games, it's like, if you get the wrong hand, you won't have enough Metaphyses to summon it anyway. Plus, like I said, it's only from hand, which means you have to guarantee it stays in your hand as a brick until you can summon it. Like, you know, you got the ass Metaphys, you can't banish it to draw 1 type thing, because then you won't have it ever. Ugh. Either way. It gives me a headache. The last ass supports they got was Metaphys Ascension and Decoy Dragon. Yeah. I will say this though, for those who might have noticed, all of the Metaphyses are based on other cards. So you have Armed Dragon being this guy. You got Ragnarok, which I think got a new Chaos version recently. We have Delius. We have Nephentis. We have Tyrant Dragon. And Decoy Dragon. The only one that isn't based on anything is Executioner, and it's the only one you don't run. Oh, and we also have, I keep on forgetting this one, the extra deck monster that you don't run either. Horus. Though saying that, you can technically go into it now that you got Decoy Dragon. It's just, why would you get rid of a monster that can summon from death? It's because of this guy. You see this guy? He says, banish all special summon monsters. That includes my own. Which means if I go into an extra deck monster, I'll just banish it if I summon this guy. That's the issue. And why I don't run an extra deck with this deck. Because you technically can, but if you go into this guy, yeah, it gets rid of your opponents, but it also gets rid of yours. That's the issue. Oh, the extra deck monster is... The extra deck monster was the second one to come out and has nothing to do with anything else. So its effect is, if this guy's Secret Stone activate depending on the thing, you can only summon this with the level 4 and decoy in this deck if you were to use it. Normal monster, this face-up card is unaffected by other card effects this turn. Monster, you can target one face-up card in the field, negate its effects. Your opponent chooses one monster they control and gives control to you, but it can't attack this turn. Like I said, the first cards that came out was a level 7 normal monster, and then a synchro, and then everything else came out afterwards. It's like they suddenly thought, oh, Metaphys will be an interesting archetype. Ugh. It used to be more fun, I'll say that much, because back when it came out we had triple gold sarcophagus, for example, which we don't have. It doesn't sound too bad now, especially since we have Decoy Dragon, I think. Yeah, because you got Ragnarok as the tuner and Decoy as the monster to use with it, but Decoy's effect on field special summons one. Opponent attacks, you special summon one from Banished. Special summon the, one that vanishes all special summon monsters. It's another example of a card which you'd rather have on the field than used as a material for a synchro. In fact, I think Decoy is better than the other two in most instances, because it's like during the opponent's battle phase that it activates. So your opponent doesn't have too much in the instance, especially if you have the field spell on the field. But like with loads of decks I enjoy, they need a little support and a little push. Like, you have to remember this card, I think this came out like within the year of the Thunder Dragons, so I'm pretty sure Thunder Dragons came out the same year as this. Let me check. So these guys came out 2017. And Thunder Dragon stuff came out 2018. Okay. So it was a bit later. Colossus is banned in the TCU? My memory was ready. Yeah. It's like, there's a few decks I'd love to get support. Like, whoops. Closed. Ugh, saved it. What's the point of closing out if it saves it? Like, I'd expect... okay to save it. I'll give you another example of a deck that I would love for support. Well, I could give you a couple. I mean, Infinite for one, that's my favourite deck, along with X-Saber. But the other one, which I think is very underappreciated, is this deck. Might have to keep your friend gone. Triamid! Yeah. I think there's so many decks they could support. But yeah, this is the deck that I would love them to give support to. But this thing, it's one of those things where they have... So, the way they work is they have 3 sealed spells, and all their monster effects include the effect to swap out a field spell by sending the current one to the graveyard and activating a new one from deck. The most recent card they added was this Triamid loading thing. I haven't tried the deck since then. It's kind of hard to play when they're rocks and you don't have, like, Block Dragon or whatever it's called. But, yeah. I'll give you, let's see, so... this one's the main one, I think, if I remember right. This one that gives you an extra normal summon. This one puts a Trimed card from back to grave to deck to increase the attack of all cards. This one destroys a set card on the opponent's field or anywhere. The monster, this... Oops. These guys, so... The best way I can describe them is add, defense, and attack. So, this is the add card. Discard 1 to draw 1. This one's the attack card, which increases all their attacks. Opponent cards and effect can react until the end of the damage step. And this is the defense, so all of them gain defense. Can be destroyed by card effects. They also have like secondary effects depending on them. So, for example, Fortress adds a Trimed from grave to hand. This one adds a Trimed monster from deck to hand. This one special summons a Trimed monster from hand. And then the monster, which is their boss. Can I stop accidentally adding it to my deck, please? Is this so? Coming also special summon with the effect of a Trimed card. So either I think it's one of the field spells that does it, or itself. Not necessarily. Let me double check. Basically, this card, if a face of Trimed accepts, it's just destroyed, special summon it. So this card basically special summons itself if any of the other Trimeds get popped or destroyed. It gains 500 attack and defense for each field spell with a different name in graveyard. While you control another one. And then everything must attack into Sphinx. 614 on the attack, but this is a really small archetype, as you can probably guess. Like, they do have rock support, and let me check here. You can add a Trimed spell attraction element. Place a roll on the bell. Special summon Trimed with the name from your deck. The Trimed loading, the one I got selected at the moment, is the one that recently came out, but even then it was still like a couple of years ago. I didn't even know it released until after the fact. It released during COVID time, if I remember right, or when everyone was in lockdown type thing. But yeah, they get what 4 monsters, 4 spells. 3 of them are field spells, which means the max attack technically is 15, depending on whether you use other field spells. What other field spells do you use? And then a single trap, which the trap is fair. As all traps are, they're a little slow. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards from graveyard and activate one of these effects. Target one other face-up card, destroy it. Target one graveyard, special defense. Target 3 field spell cards in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck and draw 1. No, it's any field spell, but it's like, what other field spell do you use that goes to grave? Like, these 3 can swap themselves out with the effects of these guys, and even like if they get destroyed, you can add another Trimed field spell, but it's like, what other field spells do you use with rocks? Like, there are a few others I did consider, like, Necro Valley, generic field spells that just hinder things. But they only swap out field spells of their own name. Which is, kind of annoying. It's like, if these 3 here said target a field spell and switch it out with a Trimed one, then it would work better. But it says it has to target a Trimed field spell in the field card zone. Which... yeah, chicken game... Is chicken game legal at the moment? I can never remember. Let me double check. Chicken game is banned in the TCG, and is it legal in Master Duel? Because I don't remember. They have different ban lists and it gives me a headache. No, it's at free for some reason. Amazing. Okie dokie. But yeah, it's one of the. It's like they made a small archetype. They gave it one support card one time, and then they've just abandoned it. Like it's one of those instances where I think they would do well if they had like what, 2 links added, maybe 2 to 3 more monsters, maybe a spell that adds, maybe a quick play spell. I don't know. The archetype is so small, it doesn't have anything to it. It's kind of sad. Especially since you have, like, you know, like, some decks that just keep on getting support, like Branded keep on getting support. Loads of these decks keep on getting support. They have, like, 4 times as much as that poor Triamid archetype. Oh, man. It's sad, but there's not much you can do. There's so many decks I hope to get support, and Triamid's the less one, just because I don't play it very... Like, I picked up the deck back when it came out, but I've not played it since type thing, because cards in relation to it. Like, for example, Block Dragon are banned in the TCG. Or limited, I can't remember. But, yeah. Anyway, I've been talking for what, 20 minutes since the last duel, so I think we should end. Ah, dear me. Let me double check. I'll be streaming Yu-Gi-Oh next weekend. As always, I stream Yu-Gi-Oh once a week. Normally on a Saturday. Yeah, Metaverse is something that you do use in it. Like, I think Metaverse even came out around that time, but I can't remember. My memory on certain cards is so bad. Okay, so I'll be streaming Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel on Saturday next week at 7 PM BST. The week after, just so people are aware, is a Splatfest weekend, so Yu-Gi-Oh will be moved to a different day for that weekend. But either way, Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel next week at 7 PM on the Saturday. No stream tomorrow. I'll be posting the schedule for next week tomorrow as well. So that'll be posted on, I think, Discord, Twitch, and Twitter. My brain is dying on me at the moment. So that'll be up tomorrow. I've only got 4 streams down for next week. I don't know if I'm going to do enough, like, set another one up. But either way. Let's go see if there's anyone to raid. I don't know if my phone's lying to me, but apparently Big Pixie might have gone live. But I don't know if it's just a notification from the night before. Yeah, I will. Let me just check. Okie dokie. Blue Pixie's live. We have to go raid Blue Pixie, I think. Yeah, I'll have a good rest. Let's go. Let me just bring up the raid messages. So raid 1, raid 2. So let's slash raid. Ooh. Pixie! I never get to raid her because she always starts stream after midnight for me, so I'm already, like, hopefully asleep 90% of the time. Be nice to surprise her. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed today's stream. As I said, the schedule will be put up tomorrow at 10 PM. Hopefully I remember to actually create it earlier in the day. Either way. I hope everyone has a good day or night, and I hope to see you in another stream. Bye all.